right, let's get this party started. Attention Grants Pass, GMRS radio operators. This is WRDY 409. My name is Doug, and I'll be your net control station for the Grants Pass AmRRON net. This net meets every Sunday at 7 p.m. on this repeater. Break. This is week 112. I hope I got that right. I think I do. Of the AmRRON net. AmRRON stands for the American Redoubt Radio Operators Network. Redoubt is a French term, word meaning stronghold, bastion, safekeep, a place where people can feel safe. And this is a nationwide disaster preparedness network made up of patriot-oriented radio operators. We're here to help during times of disasters and civil defense. Everyone is welcome. And if you're a God-fearing, freedom-loving, patriot-oriented radio operator, you're exactly where you belong. Stand by. And as always, you can learn more by visiting us at AmRRON.com. That's the national website. Currently pushing 9,000 members. I spell AmRRON phonetically: Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Romeo, Oscar, November. This is only a practice net. To learn more about our emergency communications plan, you can find the AmRRON Signals Operating Instructions, commonly referred to as the SOI, on our website. Also, be sure to visit our local AmRRON webpage at SOAmRRON.com for radio recommendation, chirp files for your baofangs, and lots more. Right? And as always, remember, we are family friendly and want anybody with a license to feel free to talk, even a child, and several already do. So remember, it's not ham radio. Not that ham radio is not important. My ham call is W4WAC with a general classification. I also involved heavily in HF with AmRRON. So let's just keep it simple. The only expectation is courtesy, patience, and helpfulness. Also remember to announce your entire call sign every 15 minutes while using this repeater. Right? All right, it's this time of year again. We've established a tentative date for our GMRS potluck. It will be May 21st. May 21st, the Sunday after Mother's Day, okay? It's the Sunday after Mother's Day from 2 to 6 p.m. The location will be announced on May 7th. That's when we will announce the actual location. Right? Okay, why do we do this? A couple of years ago, I started this for this particular reason. The goal of this net is to equip all citizens in Southern Oregon to be able to have and share information during a disaster or extended power and or communications outage. To further that goal, it's also important for you to cultivate relationships with like-minded neighbors using the Channel 3 project. Remember, if you checked in with me on the repeater, it's still important for you to discover your skills and your radio's capabilities using FRS, MERS, and CB Channel 3. And for your hams, 146.420. Right? So I encourage you to check in at the end of the repeater portion by switching channels on your radio. Don't forget, though, that the CB portion on CB Channel 3 are from 6:30 to 6:45 with Dave 439 and Roger. Dave's CB handle is 101 Mechanic. I think Roger just goes by 746. So there you go. But I haven't heard. Maybe there's something different there. I don't know. Keep notes on who you can hear. I'm sure it will prove valuable in the future. Right? Also, as we've stated the last few weeks, we're still in the process of streamlining our check-in process. So please be patient with us. If we somehow miss you, it will take a couple more weeks or so to get the bugs worked out. As you can imagine, with more than one net control station running the show, it requires a lot of coordination. Right? All right, it's time for the quote, which really isn't a quote this time. Usually I try to give a nice, either patriotic or something that's inspirational. I thought I'd do something funny. Gives me a little different. There's close to Club Northwest, there's one of those storage facilities, you know, where you store stuff and pay monthly. And they always put a sign up like every week, and my wife and I get a kick out of it. The sign a couple weeks ago was this: Dear IRS, please cancel my subscription and remove me from your mailing list. Thank you. Oh man, did we laugh on that one for a long time. Rick? All right, it's time for a radio teaching moment. I'm scraping the barrel here on these because I think I've given just about everything I can. But here's one. I've noticed some open mics lately. What that means is somebody's mic is keying on their radio and they're not aware of it. What often happens, we usually hear your dirty laundry when that happens, so be careful. So when in the car, please keep your handheld radio away from your seat. Otherwise, you can inadvertently key the mic while driving, and everybody will hear all about your life. So be careful of that. Break. All right, the order of the net is as follows. First is the check-ins. I'll soon do the check-ins. Then I will read the AmRRON intelligence briefing, and the Channel 3 project will commence. All right, this is a direct net, so please hold any traffic until I, the net control station, calls for it. Any emergency traffic can obviously break in any time. Does anybody have any priority traffic? Priority meaning something that's crucial and important to warn people about that would significantly affect a good percentage of the population. Are there any priority traffic? All right, nothing heard. Let's move on to announcements. Hopefully Karen she tries to check in overrun with Isaac on the elk repeater. If you haven't had a chance to do that, that'd be another way to check in for the same. He does the same exact preamble as I do and tells you the same exact information. So anyway, let's see if Karen is there. Karen, 359, are you available for an announcement?
WRJX 359, Karen.
There you are, Karen. Beautiful day today. How's your day going?
Pretty awesome. How about yours?
Oh, man, I went for a nice bike ride about an hour ago. Just did 12 miles around. Went down Monument to Pottsville, about Merlin Road, back home. Good little exercise. And I don't expect many people to check it tonight because the weather's actually turning nice. And good on them for getting out and enjoying the sun. So good to hear you, Karen. Please go ahead with your announcements, sis.
There you go. Beautiful day. I'd like to invite all of the ladies out there to join in on the Patriot Ladies Radio Net every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on the same frequency. We have lots of topics of discussion. We support one another, and we practice. So if you know someone that's a little bit timid getting on the radio, have them listen in, and if they have a GMRS license, then they're welcome to join in and share topics of discussion. This is WRJX 359 Karen, back to net control.
All right, thank you, sis. I appreciate it. Any other announcements?
605.
Hi, Craig. How's it going? Please proceed with your announcement, sir.
Great, Doug. Had a nice day. Very sunny. Thank you for having the net. This is WRPJ 605 Craig. The AmRRON Club meetings are at 6 p.m. the second Tuesday of every month at Wild River Brewery in Cave Junction. Check out our website, ivarc.org. The IVARC net check-ins Monday at 7 p.m. on the IVARC repeater on $8 Mountain, 462-600, PL tone 141.3. After the net, we have Channel 3 project check-ins. First we have the FRS-3, and then we have the MERS-3. This is unlicensed check-ins, so we check in along with licensed operators. Thank you, Doug. And could you use this as my check-in? And Marty asked me, 251 asked me to check him in also. Thank you. Back to the net.
All right, sorry for that pause there. I was writing that down. 605 and 251 Marty. All righty, we will do that. Thank you, Craig. Any other announcements?
327.
327 West, small block Chevy. How's your hand doing, brother?
Not perfect. Still alive. I could use it. I'm holding the microphone in it right now, so it's sort of working. This is Wes, WRKU 327 on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock on this very repeater, the mighty NV725 up on Gilbert Peak. We have Not a Net, where you get to talk about your week, tell us something about yourself, because we want to hear that. Like to get to know you a little bit, and you will be challenged with a trivia question meant to entertain and not even possibly answered correctly. So don't be bashful. You can listen in and be entertained, or you could join us 7 o'clock Tuesday nights on this repeater. Back to net control. This is Wes, WRKU 327.
All right, 327 small block Chevy. Thank you, sir. Does anybody have any other announcements? All right, hearing none, let's move on to check-ins. Please check in with your entire call sign. Stand by for me to call you. So Dave asked for an early check-in, 439. He's not going to be able to be here tonight. So Wes and JJ, if you're listening, don't include him. Well, he might be there. He told me he wasn't going, but you can always ask, I guess. And then we got Marty and Craig. So, okay, well, let's start from the top then. WQRR 330, Ron.
WQRR 330, Sat Rep Green, Colonial Valley. Back to net.
All righty, sir, thank you. WQWV 795.
WQWV 795, Stat Rep Green, handheld.
All right, Dave, making the trip. Thank you, sir. WQWV 800, Frank.
WQWV 800, Stat Rep Green, Colonial Valley.
All right, Frank in the lofty heights. He's the overseer of Colonial Valley. WQYL 512.
WQYL 512, Stat Rep Green, Colonial Valley.
All right, Larry, thank you. Sounding good. WQZA 709, Alpha.
This is WQZA 709 Alpha, Stat Rep Green, Colonial Valley.
Beautiful. Sometimes I ride by your guys' house on my bike. Sometimes I take a short ride down to the gun range and back just to work the kinks out. Let's see, Marcia, 709 Bravo.
WQZA 709 Bravo. Everything's great.
All right, Marcia. Love it. Everything's great. WRAG 842, Big Ed.
WRAG 842, Stat Rep Green and Merlin.
Fantastic, Ed. Thank you. WRCD 602, Jeff. Perfect. Thank you, Jeff. WRFV 644, Cameron with the K.
This is WRP 644, Stat Rep Green, Scenic Drive near Granite Hill.
All right, what's going on? You sound loud this time instead of quiet. Are you on a different radio?
I'm in the backyard with an HT.
Wow. That's much better quality than what I usually... I mean, you're always really light. This is perfect.
That's, I think my normal radio's mic could probably use something different. It's a commercial Kenwood, so it's designed for drowning out road noise and people banging around in a truck or that sort of thing.
Oh, I've got some extra brand new ones that fit the Kenwoods. You have to come over one day. Okay, well, just so you know, you sound a lot better than usual. Thank you, Cameron. All right, let's move on. WRJE 628.
WRJE 628 Southwest Grants Path, stat code green.
All right, Steve, perfect, thank you. WRJE 998.
WRJE 998, stat rep green, northeast Grants Path.
All right, George, perfect, thank you, sir. WRJS 656 out in Sunny Valley.
RJS 656, Stat Rep Green.
All right, Walter, good to hear you. Thank you, sir. And back to Karen, WRJX 359 Bravo. Karen.
WRJX 359 Karen, Merwin, Stat Rep Green.
All right, Karen, thank you. I see Bob texted me earlier, said he's got a house full, but let's see if he's by the radio. WRKF 572 Bob, are you listening?
I heard him about 20 minutes before the net saying he had a house full, so I'll check in on his behalf.
All right, Wes, I have Bob on the paper, thank you. WRKJ 318, Jason. WRKJ 746, Roger.
WRKJ 746, Stat Rep Green, Lower River Road. 6 CV check-ins tonight, including John the Baptist from Michigan.
John, I thought he was from Israel. All right, Roger, thank you. You don't have a CB handle, something like Green Lightning or something, do you?
No, I got to figure something out.
Yeah, of course. All right, thanks, Roger. All right, WRKN 603, JJ.
WRKN 603, Stat Rep Green, Shannon Creek area.
Thanks, JJ. You sound like you're on an HT and a handheld, are you?
Yeah, that's an affirmative.
That's what I thought. All right, thank you, sir. WRKN 799, Tony, Jump Off Joe area.
WRKN 799, Jump Off Joe Creek Road, Stat Rep Green. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you as well, Tony. You sound really good tonight, by the way. WRKR 400 Alpha.
WRKR 400 Alpha, Stat Rep Green, Colonial Valley.
All right, Dave, sounding good. How about Daryl 400 Bravo?
WRKR 400 Bravo, Stat Rep Green.
All right, Daryl, sounding perfect. Thank you. WRKT 668.
WRKT 668, over by the tree seed farm, Stat Rep Green.
All right, Ralph, thank you. WRKU 327, Wes, I know you're there.
Yep, I am. WRKU 327, Stat Rep Green, 9 Mile Post, Lower River Road, West Grants Pass.
Thank you, sir. WRKV 487, Kimber.
WRKV 487, Kimber, Merlin, stat rep green.
Sounding perfect. Thanks, Kimber. 487, Bravo.
WRKV 487, Bravo. Stat rep green, live from East Merlin.
That's not going to change your monotone voice, Andrew. You're still monotone. 487, Charlie.
WRKV 487, stat rep green.
You're not monotone. You sound awesome, John. All right. WRKX 236, Stanley.
This is WRKX 236. Our status is all green. We're down at the G Street Bar and Grill. I don't know if you got a copy on me.
Oh, yeah, perfect copy. Actually, it sounds like you're in a restaurant. I could hear, like, silverware or glasses or something like that, but sound good, Stanley. Thank you, sir. All right, WRME 826.
WRME 826, Stat Rat Green, Parkdale area.
All right, the Lawnmower Man. Thank you, Chris. Anybody needs any lawnmower repairs, that guy knows his stuff, and he's the only mobile lawnmower repair. He does all the stuff. Small engine repair, not just lawnmower. I'm right. Am I right, Chris?
Yep, and a whole bunch of pumps and pressure washers, steam cleaners, air compressors, barber poles, etc., etc., etc.
Wow. What about wood splitters? Hydraulic wood splitters.
No problem. Used to do warranty work for them. Got one in my driveway even.
Perfect. Well, there you go, folks. WRME 826, Chris. There's your guy. Thanks, Chris. He's helped me out several times already. All right. Let's go to Shady Cove. WRMI 433, Scott.
Mike India 433,
All right, Scott, got you again. You're about, I'd say, 35-40%. But I recognize your voice and I heard your call, so it counts. All right, WRMM, Mike 243, Will.
Whiskey Romeo, Mike 243, stat rep green.
All right, Will, I heard you loud and clear. Thank you, sir. WRMP, Mike Papa, 481. WRMR 573, Henry, you with us? WRMS, Mike Sierra, 972.
You had a double. I think Carl was trying to check in, but you're moving fast.
Oh, sorry. Carl, 481, were you trying to check in?
My bad. I just heard the double, so I assumed.
No bad there. I appreciate your help there. Thank you. You're going to have to show me how to do that in my shack one of these days. Let's see. Did I call? I think I'm at WRMU, Mike Uniform 735. And just to make sure, WRMS 972, did I miss you or did I call you? All right, good. Okay, I'm up to speed. WRMW 211 household. How about John? Are you with us?
Yeah, WRMW 211 Alpha, stat rep green.
All right, John, thank you, sir. Any of the family with you?
No, they're all busy tonight.
All right, no problem. Busy's good, right? You know what they say about idle hands. I think you know. Thank you, brother. All right, let's move on. Joseph, WRNA 957.
Whiskey Romeo November Alpha 9057, stat rep green, no further traffic.
All right, thanks, Joseph. Sound really loud. Sound really good. All right, WRNM, November Mike 425.
Whiskey Romeo, November Mike 425, stat rep green.
All right, Don, thank you. WRNN, that's a double N, 591. Okay, Bobby May, you're up, 801.
Whiskey Romeo, November 801, west of I-5, overlooking Merlin, stat rep green.
All right, sis, thank you. All right, we're moving over to Pottsville. WRNQ 416 Alpha.
WRNQ 416 Alpha, stat rep green, Pottsville area, and we got the group back tonight.
Oh, the whole group all the way to, let's see, Echo, was that Joshua?
Yep.
Well, cool. All right, let's go with 416 Bravo first.
WRNQ 416 Bravo, stat rep green.
Sounding great as always, Nathaniel. Thank you. 416 Charlie.
WRNQ 416 Charlie, stat rep green.
All right, Beth, thank you. 416 Delta.
WRNQ 416 Delta, stat rep green.
Absolutely beautiful, Grace. Thank you. All right, let's see. 416 Echo. Joshua, you're back.
Whiskey Romeo, November, Quebec, 416 Echo, stat rep.
Thank you. All right, now we're moving, making our rounds back to Colonial Valley to Ron, Belinda, and Izzy. WRNU 963 Alpha.
WRNU 963 Alpha, stat rep green.
All right, sir, thank you. I see there's no turkey hunting going on right now, so that's good. I've been keeping an eye out. 963 Bravo.
WRNU 963 Bravo, and I'm also going to check in for Charlie. She's not feeling 100%.
Oh, no. Izzy, I hope you feel better. If you hear me, take care of yourself. Drink lots of fluid. That's for sure. Get a lot of sleep. All right, thanks, sis. All right, let's move over to Hugo, to Jim and Heather, WRNX 787 Alpha.
Good evening. WRNX 787 Alpha and Bravo, stat rep green and Hugo.
All right, thank you, sir. WRNY, November Yankee 961. Okay, WROS 605. Sorry about that. I had to write something down, guys. Let's see. WRPL, Papa Lima, 826 Alpha.
Whiskey Romeo, Papa Lima, 826. Richard, got rep green. Couple miles south of TJ by the Big Cat Park.
All right, Richard, sounded good. Thank you. 826 Bravo.
WRPL 826 Bravo, stat rep green.
All right, thank you, Sue. All right, Whiskey Romeo Quebec Charlie 598 Alpha.
Whiskey Romeo Quebec Charlie 598 Alpha. Walking the cat in Northwest Grants Pass. That ought to put a smile on Wes's face. Stat rep green.
Yeah, I think that'll put a smile on anybody's face. You got to send us a picture of that. You know, you can send pictures over ham radio, in case some of you didn't know that. I could send pictures, I could send forms, I could send videos, actually. There you go. All right, 598 Bravo. All right, let's move on. WRUA 709.
WRUA 709, stat rep green, New Hope.
All right, Ken, sounding good. Thank you, sir. WRUD, Uniform Delta 451.
WRUD 474. Did I go out of turn?
That's okay, Kale. No problem. I have you checked in. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Kale. How about 451? Are you with us?
Whiskey Romeo Uniform Delta 451 here on Washington Boulevard, stat rep green.
All right, beautiful. We have Kale and Lisa. All right, WRUK 693. WRUW 227. How about 227 Charlie?
Just WRU W227 Bravo tonight, Middle U Creek Road, stat rep green.
All righty, we got you. Thank you very much. All right, WRUZ, that's Uniform Zulu 471.
Whiskey Romeo Uniform Zulu 471, Bridgeview, Cave Junction.
All right, Jeff, thank you. WRVL, it's Victor Lima 404.
Yeah, good evening to you and the rest of the net from Whiskey Romeo Victor Lima 404. This is Keith in Rogue River, stat rep green.
All right, perfect, Keith, all the way from Rogue River. Thank you, sir. All right, WRVQ, that's Victor Quebec 563.
Whiskey Romeo Victor Quebec 563, TJ in Central Point, stat rep green, no traffic, back to net.
All right, TJ, all the way from Central Point, making the trip, sir. Thank you. All right, WRVZ, that's Victor Zulu 729er. Okay, WRWC 549.
Whiskey Romeo Whiskey Charlie 549.
All right, Rick, I have you too. Thank you very much. Well, that's the list as I have it. Don't worry if I missed you. Like I said, we're still working the kinks out, and so let me give a call for late or missed, or maybe somebody's got a brand new license. Now's your time to check in.
WRJT 385, stat rep green.
All right, Ivy, thank you, sir. Anybody else?
WRUE 231, stat rep green, North Grants Pass.
Well, there's Josh. I haven't heard from you in a long time. Good to hear you, Josh. Thank you. Anybody else?
WRFN 528.
All right, I had Brian, and thank you, Brian, and somebody, Shan Creek, I think. But when Brian checked in, it jogged my memory. I need to call Josh, Isaac. The Shan Creek person, please try it again.
WRMU 735, Shan Creek Jerry. Sorry about that. I thought you were doing late check-ins. My bad.
No, I am doing late check-ins. You're just fine. Don't worry about it, Jerry. Thank you. Let me call Isaac real quick before I move on. Isaac, 487, you out there?
This is Whiskey Romeo Foxtrot November 487 Isaac. Our sit rep is green. We had 14 check-ins on the Channel 3, thanks to 605, and we got 16 on the AmRRON Elk.
All right, a total, let's see, that's 30. That's my math. I went to school. All right, Isaac, thank you, sir. All right, any other last-minute check-ins?
Whiskey Romeo, November 591, Stat Rep Green.
All right, Tim, I have you. Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Comment?
Yeah, we have time for a comment. Go ahead.
I was monitoring multiple frequencies, and when you called Jason 318, I heard him check in on a different repeater. Just saying.
Oh, was he checking in with Isaac, or was he confused?
He was doing what I always do, and Cameron, and Ivy, and everybody else. He was checking in on Solark. Just saying. But I know he's out there, so I was just standing up for the man. Back to net control, WRKU 327.
Oh, thanks, Wes. Okay, let's see if I remember his call. I'll go from memory. WRKJ318. Yep, I did it right. Pat myself on the back. Thanks, Wes. All right, any other check-ins before we move on? Wow, I'm impressed. 62, 63, 64, 60, 60. Wow, incredible. I thought everybody would be out enjoying the sun. All right, let's move on to the AmRRON Intelligence Briefing. Stand by. Okay, we are still at AMCON Communication Readiness Level 4. Level 5 means everything is just beautiful in the world. Level 1 means we're revisiting the Cuban Missile Crisis. But we are at Level 4. All right, the first source is from the Forward Observer Intelligence Services. Let me break way quicker so I can do this whole thing without timing out the repeater. All right, I'm back. Russians successfully jamming U.S.-provided weapons. Precision-guided bombs, rockets, and artillery used by Ukraine are being successfully jammed by Russian forces, causing them to miss their targets, according to a Pentagon official. And an author's comment from the Forward Observer says Russia is likely using GPS jamming to interfere with the weapon's guidance systems, but also be using other types of electronic attacks, which could disable the circuits in the munitions guidance control group. If Russia possesses advanced electronic attack capabilities, it could seriously degrade precision guiding munitions used during Ukraine's upcoming counteroffensive. So if the satellites are messed with, it could affect us over here too when you're traveling, so, don't trust it completely. Oh, I timed it out anyway. Anyway, be aware of that. Your own phone GPS may mess up every once in a while too. It could happen. All right, the next source is from DEFCON level. Has to do with Sudan. Americans are on their own. As of April 22nd, the Pentagon has deployed several forces and is reported to be coming up with options to assist in an evacuation of U.S. citizens located in the African country of Sudan. The White House said on Friday that it has no plans for a countrywide pullout of Americans from the country at this time. Wow. Rick? All right, the next source is from S2 Underground. If you haven't watched some of his YouTube videos, it's really good videos. Some of them are pretty high-tech on communications and stuff like that. All right, despite evacuations of the U.S. Embassy itself in Sudan, many thousands of Americans, estimates vary between 9 to 16,000, have been left behind in Sudan. U.S. government advising them that they will not be rescued at this time. All right, end report. Stand by. All right, let's move on to the Channel 3 project. With that in mind, JJ and Wes, maybe you heard me say earlier that Dave might not be here tonight, or he might, I'm not certain, because he asked for an early check-in with me. So, anyway, the Channel 3 project has several consistent operators that have great coverage of our area. JJ and Wes are in West Grants Pass. Cameron with a K is in south of Granite Hill. Jim 787 in the Hugo Merlin area, and of course, Dave on 238. Okay, all these guys are top-notch operators. Try and check in with different ones every now and then to see how you do. However, if you're unable to hear these guys I mentioned, then do it yourself. Just report them to me on the repeater. Stand by. All right, again, JJ603 will lead with the Channel 3 project. Wes will facilitate the discussion at the end of the Channel 3 reports. I'll stand by on the repeater and try to announce when they're moving until you know, and also to hold the repeater and get the final tally. So God bless you guys. God bless the Republic, because that's what it is. JJ, it's all yours, sir. WRGY 409.
Thanks, Doug. Have a good night. With that being said, let's go ahead and start the Channel 3 project. We'll begin on GMRS Channel 3. After that, we'll move to MERS Channel 3. And once we're done there, we'll go to ham frequency 146420 if you got the license. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start the Channel 3 project on GMRS Channel 3. I'll see you there.
Still one.
This is WRDY 409. They're still on GMRS 3, about to wrap it up and move to MERS 3, so get ready.
Hey, Doug, I just got back from my walk, and I'm trying to remember that YouTube entity that you were talking about, S2 something. Could you repeat, please? WRQC 598 Alpha.
Yeah, no problem. S2 Underground.
Many thanks. 598 Alpha monitoring.
You're very welcome. Like to spread the wealth, sir. Hope you enjoyed your walk.
Break for late check-in.
Oh, the late check-in. Go ahead. Who was that?
This is WRQC 598 Bravo.
Oh, I must have wrote it wrong. Let's see. WR what?
WRQC 598 Bravo.
Okay, Whiskey Romeo Quebec Charlie 598 Bravo. Oh, I must have typed it wrong. I had it right the first time, Brian. Thank you, sir, for your check-in, Brian. How's it going?
Stat Rep Green, hanging out with the daughter and the dog in the yard, having a great time.
Hey, it's a perfect day for that. That's what's important. You got it. You got your priorities right there, brother.
Absolutely, you got that right. We're living the dream here.
Yeah, as long as we stay in a bubble and don't go to Portland, right? All right, there. Moving over to MERS 3, everybody. MERS 3.
WROS 605, Dewey.
Oh, Dewey, you checking in, sir?
Yes, please, Doug. I just ran a little late. I ran outside to put some stuff away so it wouldn't rain on it. When I came back, it was in the P's instead of the O's. I was like, uh-oh.
Hey, no worry, brothers. We got you. Is it starting to rain over there?
All right, excellent. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. And maybe I'll be coming to the barbecue.
That'd be awesome, dude.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a great evening. 6:05. I'm out here.
You're welcome, sir. Have a blessed evening. WRDY 409. They're on MERS 3 looking for check-ins right now. All right, they're still on MERS 3, folks. MERS 3 doing check-ins. All right, they're still on MERS, getting ready to wrap it up and move over to HAM 146420. I'll let you know when they jump over. 409. All right, folks, they're moving over to ham 146.420. Tune your radios right there. If you have a ham license, feel free to check in.
6:05. Was that 144.42?
Hey, do you know 146.42? 146.42. 6:05. You copy?
Yeah, copy. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Doug, 487 Kibber here.
Yes, go ahead.
Before I jump over to the Elk Repeater for their check-in at 8 o'clock, I wanted to say thank you and good night to everybody here. It's been a pleasure hearing all your voices again. And, Doug, thank you for doing what you do. Thanks, all you guys. With that, I will say good night, John Boy, good night, Grandpa, and this is Mary Ellen, WRKB 487. I'll be clear.
All right, sis, we love you. Have a good night. WRDY 409, standing by.
Oh, Doug, I'll be emailing you too, or asking about a couple things. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
All righty, I'll look forward to it. All right, folks, this is WRDY 409. They just finished all the Channel 3 check-ins. We had a total of 23 on FRS, 26 on MERS, and 18 on HAM. That doesn't include what Isaac had. So we had 67 here in the Valley. So, Wes, let me kick it over to you. Are you there, sir?
That I am. Just for giggles. How many did we have on the whole net?
Let's see, I had 6.5. That's 6.5 on NV725 and 6.7 on the Valley, and then Isaac had 14 and 16. I haven't added them up yet. If you'd like to do that, I'd be happy if you would do that.
So on the elk, he had 14 and 16. 16 was the CB or vice versa, right? And I think Roger ran the CB at this end of the valley, right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to ask Roger. Roger, you still with us? Do you have totals on CB for us in the valley here?
Yeah, 6 tonight.
Oh, there you go, Wes. So Roger had 6. It was a total of 30 from Isaac. So 30 plus 6, that's 36, 67, and 65.
Okay. I guess I could add it up in my head if you want. Let me see. 65 plus 30 is 95. Plus another 22 and another 6 on CB, so that's 101. Plus 23 is 124. Plus 26 is 150. Plus 18, 168. 168 total contacts tonight.
Yep, I was adding it at the same time. That's exactly what I have. 168. I'm impressed. I really expected people to be down at the river or whatever, you know. barbecuing, camping, whatever. We barbecued chicken this afternoon myself. So, all right, sir, I'll give it back to you so you can ask for questions, but I will monitor. This is WRDY 409 over to WRKU 327.
Okie doke. This is Wes, WRKU 327. This is the place where we wrap it up. And if you have any questions that have been burning or comments that you think we all want to hear, this is the time. Please come now.
WRNX 787.
787. Jim, go ahead.
Good evening, Wes. I found asparagus popping up in our asparagus patch just today. So if you have a perennial spot with asparagus planted, you might want to go take a look. It might be time.
Wow, I didn't realize they came up so fast. And I would imagine they're real tender and delicious before they, get woody and bolt in the heat and all that kind of stuff. That's one of the beauties of asparagus is once you plant them, you just keep harvesting them year after year, huh?
That is correct, and because they're a perennial, they have deep roots, and so when they decide to make a run for it, they grow fast. So we'll probably harvest our first batch Tuesday because the perennial roots make them grow faster than something that was a seed this spring.
Fantastic. Have you ever pickled asparagus? Well, of course, since you have them, you have to can them in some way, but like real spicy pickled asparagus. I did that last year. Took me like all year to eat them, but oh boy, were those good.
Negative. That sounds like a project. Our favorite pickled thing is eggs, hard-boiled eggs with beet juice. They look interesting, and they're just good.
I always have a gallon or half-gallon jar full of 18 hard-boiled eggs with seasoned rice vinegar, sea salt, and tarragon, dried tarragon. Throw that in there and see if that tickles your fancy. It makes them taste kind of like, you'll swear if you close your eyes and ate one, you'd think you were having a deviled egg at a picnic. But yeah, if you make those asparagus kind of spicy, I don't know. I really like them that way. But anyway, anything more, Jim?
Negative. Thanks for the crack at it. Have a good evening, Wes.
Okay, you too. Any other questions or comments before we close the net?
709.
The net wouldn't be complete without a comment from 709 Ken in New Hope.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to quit doing this, I guess. Anyway, I got on a little bit after the very beginning of the net, and I wanted to know if there was any discussion about picnic. I thought I heard some comment, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss something.
Ooh, very, very good point. No, always keep the comments coming because you have very, very good questions and comments. I'm double checking my schedule, but someone's going to correct me when I'm wrong here. But let's see, it's from 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, probably 2 to 5, on May 21st. That's, let's see, is that it's this Sunday, anyway, May 21st, let's put it that way. To be determined the location, but plan on that. Anybody have any corrections for me, please?
409er.
Go 409.
Well, it's not really a correction, just an expounding on what you said. And I didn't know asparagus was perennial. That's awesome. Anyway, Yeah, it's May 21st, the Sunday after Mother's Day, from 2 to 6. The location already has been determined, but we're not going to announce it until on May 7th. That's just for privacy reasons for the person's home where it's going to be hosted at. So it's Sunday, May 21st, from 2 to 6. That is the Sunday after Mother's Day. Back to you, Wes.
Right. Okay. I think it's safe to say that it's going to be in Greater Grants Pass area. It won't be downtown, but it'll be, let's say close to town, at a wonderful venue. Okay. Did that answer your question, Ken?
It did. Thank you very much. I was pretty sure that it was discussed, and I missed it. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't double book anything, because I'd love to get together with these people that we hear on the radio and get to meet them.
Oh, that is so fun. I've always enjoyed that. Ham radio operators call it having an eyeball. You put an eyeball on somebody, and it's super fun because people are never, ever what you think they look like. Because when you talk to somebody on the radio for a few weeks, months, or years, you develop kind of a image in your head of what they must look like, and usually you are not correct. And it's fun to find out what's behind that voice. Well, it used to be fun. maybe with me it's a little bit of a letdown, but oh well. Anyhow, one last call for questions before we close the net, and I don't think the date and time was mentioned. It might have been. Doug probably covered it, and I might not have been paying attention, but nonetheless, it was an excellent question, Ken. Okay, any other questions before we close the net with some recap of announcements?
211 question.
211, John, question, go ahead.
Two questions. My first question was, or is, what did you think I looked like, if you can you remember? Maybe that was before we knew our voices. That's kind of a joke. Second question is am I correct there's two nets out of Medford? Because I'm guessing there's one earlier, and then I know there's one at 8.
There are, and I always forget about the one at 8. It's not necessarily an AmRRON net. I think it's just kind of a local check-in net. Last week, Kimber told me that somehow I was on the roster and they called my call sign every time, and I swear I'd never checked into that net. So I don't know how I got on there. So I tuned in, and sure enough, they were calling my call sign, and I responded. It was kind of cool. I thought, oh my gosh, how long have they been calling my call sign and me not being there? Gee whiz. Anyway, so when we close up here, I'm going to tune over to Elk Machine. And to answer your first question, when I met you at that picnic at Pierce, I thought you would be a little bit more bookish or studious, and you looked kind of like a mountain man. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Here's a man of the faith who has a smart brain, but he's also someone that you don't want to tangle with, who could hold his own. So how do you like that?
I think that's super funny and interesting, because I totally echo your sentiments. I don't know how many times, maybe it's over a text or an email, you meet somebody, then you meet him in person, and it's not what you had imagined for some reason.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd give you some encouragement that you're probably more studly than I would have expected, so that's a good thing. And I know your wife is happy about that for sure. So, okay, any other questions before we close? All right, quick announcements. You've been listening to the AmRRON Net, 7 p.m. Sunday nights. As Doug said previously, AmRRON stands for the American Redoubt Radio Operators Network, it's a nationwide disaster preparedness network made up of patriot-oriented radio operators who aim to help during times of disaster and civil defense. Tuesday, yours truly, Wes, hosts the NaughtaNet. It's just for fun. There's no roll call. You can listen or you can join in. We'd love it if you joined in. Tell us a little bit about your week and get challenged with a trivia question at the end of your contribution. Wednesday night, 6 p.m., right here on the Mighty NV725 repeater, beaming down over Greater Grants Pass area. Karen hosts the Patriot Ladies. Just a whole bunch of great ladies in the Valley who practice their radio skills. They test the radios out and they compare notes on how to live well in these times in this area. If you're listening on Channel 22 and you want to join the fun of these nets on an actual repeater, you can do that if you have a GMRS license. How do you get a GMRS license? You just go onto the FCC and apply for one. You don't have to take a test like ham radio. You just pay the small fee. It's good for 10 years. It's good for your whole family. And you can find out how to do that on OregonGMRS.org. OregonGMRS.org. Reset. That site also has good information for experienced operators like yourselves, or even ham